Welcome back to Building Character, where we figure out how to play as your favorite fictional characters in Dungeons & Dragons. Don't forget to vote in the poll and like and subscribe for higher AC next time you play. Maybe. Today we're looking at everyone's favorite dwarf in the Fellowship, Gimli. Created by J.R.R. Tolkien, Gimli really is the dwarf all other dwarves spring from, considering Tolkien's world heavily inspired Gary Gygax. So today we're paying respect to a classic. Here's Gimli, son of Gloin. Let's start off with our goals for this build. First off, Gimli is a skilled fighter well versed in armors and weaponry. Next, we'll make sure that his axe is hitting as hard as it possibly can. Finally, we'll make sure he's a stocky boy who can stay in the fight for as long as possible. For stats, we're going to be using the standard point array from the player's handbook, but you can roll if that's more your speed. Strength is going to be number 1 here. Battle axes are heavy weapons, and Gimli is a heavy guy. Speaking of, Constitution isn't far behind, as Gimli can take hits from the best of them. Charisma next. He is an emissary of the dwarves in the Fellowship of the Ring. It's safe to assume that they probably sent one of their more eloquent representatives. Intelligence is after that for history checks. Wisdom is on the lower end. Gimli never really needs it with Aragorn and Legolas in the party. We'll be dumping dexterity here, as heavy weapons and armor really don't need it. For race, Gimli is a dwarf. If this surprises you, I'm sorry. Mountain dwarfs get +2 strength and constitution, 60 feet of dark vision, resistance to poison damage, and advantage on saves against poisoning. They also have proficiency with mason's tools and stone cunning. That gives you advantage on history checks related to stone work. We're going to take the noble background here for history and persuasion proficiencies. Starting off with fighter level 1. This gives you proficiency with all weapons and armor. Get the heaviest armor you can and a great axe. That'll deal 1d12 slashing damage. Pick up some hand axes that you can throw 20 feet at a normal range and 40 feet at a long range. Thrown weapons use your strength modifier, so don't worry about the low dex. You also get 2 proficiencies of your choice. Athletics and intimidation basically gives you the soldier background, which was my second choice. For your fighting style, Great Weapon Master lets you reroll 1s and 2s on damage die for your great axe. Finally, there's Second Wind, letting you heal 1d10 plus your fighter level as a bonus action once per long rest. Second level fighters get Action Surge, letting you unleash your Dwarven Fury with an extra action once per long rest. Third level fighters can choose a martial archetype. Go for the champion, giving you improved critical and letting you land crits with a 19 or a 20. Fourth level fighters get an ability score improvement or a feat. The Fell-Handed feat is from an Unearthed Arcana Online. It gives you some bonuses to your great axe. You'll get +1 to attack rolls with your axe, and when you make an attack with advantage, you can knock the target prone if the lower roll would have hit as well. If you have disadvantage, you can deal damage equal to your strength modifier if the higher roll would have hit, and your help action can knock away an enemy's shield, removing the bonus to its AC. 5th level fighters get an extra attack, meaning you can make 1 more attack every time you take the attack action. That's another chance to deal damage and another chance to crit. 6th level fighters get an ability score improvement or a feat. Great Weapon Master lets you make an attack as a bonus action when you land a critical hit or kill someone with a 2-handed weapon. You can also take a -5 penalty to your attack roll and add 10 to your damage. The penalty is more than worth it for the extra damage, especially at higher levels when your modifier will basically fully cancel that out. 7th level champions are remarkable athletes, meaning you can add half your proficiency to any strength, dexterity, or constitution check you're not proficient with. You can also add your strength modifier to your long jump, meaning you should be able to cover 20 feet and won't need somebody to throw you. 8th level fighters get an ability score improvement. Round up that strength to make sure you're really nailing people with the axe. 9th level fighters get Indomitable, letting you re-roll any failed save once per long rest. That could be a dexterity save for a dungeon strap, or a wisdom save to avoid the pull of certain pieces of jewelry. 10th level champions get an additional fighting style. Go with Defense. It adds 1 to your AC while you're wearing armor. It's hard to determine where to put the cap on a purely martial character, as they're really just continuing to improve the same techniques they get at lower levels. This could be a good place to stop, but we'll go all the way to 20 just in case. 11th level fighters get another extra attack, meaning you're attacking 3 times with your action. Pair this with the Great Weapon Master and you can do some serious damage. 12th level fighters get another ability score improvement. Cap off the strength and start investing in constitution. 13th level fighters get a second use of Indomitable. Dwarves are formidable foes with iron wills, after all. 14th level fighters get another ability score improvement, more constitution for more burliness. Then I'd go for charisma after that, or just start rounding off anything odd. 15th level champions get superior critical, giving you a critical hit on 18s, 19s, and 20s. With 3 attacks per round, you'll be getting a lot of opportunities to roll those. 16th level fighters get another ability score improvement, and this should let you cap off that constitution and start increasing some of your soft stats. 17th level fighters get an extra action surge. You can still only use 1 per round, but that's still very good. You also have another use of Indomitable to stay in the fight even longer. 18th level champions get Survivor, which lets you heal 5 plus your Constitution modifier at the start of every turn when you're below half health. This doesn't apply when you hit 0, but it will pair well with Second Wind for recovery. Dwarves may be natural sprinters, but Gimli clearly has some more stamina. 19th level is your last ability score improvement, finally. Round off anything odd. If you don't have anything odd, go for Charisma. Gimli's a lovable dude. Our capstone is Fighter level 20 with an extra attack, which when coupled with your Action Surge and Great Weapon Master means you can do some absolutely devastating damage. Speaking of damage, let's talk about the best parts of this build. So you can roll 4d12 plus 6d damage per round thanks to your Great Weapon Master, and still have a plus 7 to hit with each attack, not to mention a 15% chance to crit on each strike. Oh, and you can double that twice per long rest with your Action Surge. Secondly, you have a huge health pool, well above 200, and steady recovery on the second half of that pool. Finally, it's difficult to get in on that HP. If you have the heaviest armor available, you're rocking a 19 armor class. For weaknesses, you're clumsy. If someone catches you without armor or sends a fireball your way, bad news, you're taking damage. Secondly, you're lacking any type of damage but slashing. You could conceivably use other weapons, but if you don't get a magical one, you'll be resisted by a lot of late game foes. Finally, if the enemy can keep you at a distance, you don't have a lot of good options. Your dexterity makes regular ranged weapons inaccurate. Your hand axes have a max range of 40 feet. But dwarves are natural sprinters, very dangerous over short distances. Get in close, take some hits, hit back harder. Just be sure to travel with an archer in the party to cover a wider range of foes. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, subscribe for more. Our next big fantasy group will be from Game of Thrones. Vote for Jon Snow, Arya Stark, or Brienne of Tarth. This week we covered Lord of the Rings. Next week we'll cover the Lord of something else, so come back for that.